Hey Internet, it's Alex from Calvin Triangle, and I'm going to start a new series. I'm going to do a series about books that I read. It'll be about once a week. It'll be about every time I finish a book, which is about once a week. Maybe every couple of days if it's a shorter book. Maybe longer if it's a big ass book, but I could ask. Sorry. So yeah, I'm going to show you all of the books that I hope to read this summer, and some of the books that I'm going to do, and then the first episode of it I'm also going to upload today as a video response. So, without further ado, let's do this thing. Pet Sematary by Stephen King is one that I'm going to read. The Tommyknockers, Stephen King. The Shining, Salem's Lot, Night Shift, Carrie by Stephen King, Cell by Stephen King. I hope to read all of those this summer. The other Stephen King books that I've read already this summer, Bag of Bones, and I just finished Firestarter today, actually. Also, what I finished this summer, I reread A Wrinkle in Time because I want to read some of the sequels, so I'm going to do a review of that. Right now I'm reading Ray Bradbury, The Martian Chronicles. I should be done with this in a couple days. And then I just have a ton of other books that I'm going to read this summer because, garage sale season, most of what I buy at garage sales is books. It's really interesting to see what your neighbors have read and what they have and what they don't want anymore. I love garage sales. Especially just the ones that have big boxes of books. And then the other day I went to this book sale that my library was having. Sometimes books get old, they get outdated, they get torn up and they're not read anymore, and they get taken out of circulation in a library. And they go to this book sale where they are sold cheap, like cheaper than cheap. And all the ones that aren't bought are sorted, and some are donated to libraries that are just starting up, and the rest are recycled, which means they're and I think that's, I don't know, it makes me sad to think the books being destroyed. So I've bought a lot of books from that, especially because, I got like credits, so I could get some for free because I volunteered there. I'm going to show you all the ones that I bought, that I have, that I'm going to read this summer, other than the Stephen King ones. Burning Up by Caroline B. Coon. The Jungle, which looks really interesting. It's about a factory worker in the early 1900s, and just about the terrible living conditions, and I think it's going to have like a socialist statement in there somewhere, which I'm really interested in. Full Tilt, which is a series that a lot of my friends have read and have recommended to me. I'm excited about that one. The Deadly Game of Magic, which is a scary book, apparently, about some kids that get in a haunted house. Not my usual, but who knows. Best Fantasy of the Year collection, 2007. It was outdated, so it was in the book sale. Makes me happy. Tenderness, by someone who, I hate when people always put the sticker over something really important, like the author's name. Robert Cormier. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. The Name, which is going to be a science fiction book, and it sounds a little bit little kiddish, but I don't know, I haven't read it yet. I Am the Cheese was recommended to me by some old lady at a book sale. Take recommendations from old ladies at book sales. They usually turn out pretty good. I'm not sure about this one. She says that it's really hard to explain, so I'll do that. What About Anna? This one, I don't remember why I picked it up. I think I need to broaden what I read a little bit more, but it sounds a little bit like a mystery book. And I hate mystery books. Like, the whodunit thing is not interesting to me. But, I'll try it. I'll read it out. See if it's good. I mean, see if I like it. Most books are good to someone. I can't say what's a good book and what's a bad book. It's not my thing. Anyway, Real Time, which I'm excited about because of the way it's written. It's written from multiple perspectives, and I think in multiple tenses, but I'm not sure. Just, in different ways. While I Live. I picked this one up because it sounds like it's post-apocalyptic, and I love post-apocalyptic books. That's one of my interests. Okay, and now that I've showed you the books that I'm going to read, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this, and that's because pretty much all I've wanted to be for the past couple years is an author. What do you want to do when you grow up? I want to write books! And, everybody's like, good for you! Get a, don't quit your day job. It's just pretty much the plan. I don't really care what I do for a day job. It doesn't matter to me. I could be a gas station clerk for the rest of my life and be perfectly happy as long as I have just enough free time for my writing and for my friends. And so, there's that saying about writers that write more than they read. I don't know what it is, I just vaguely alluded to it, maybe you'll know it. William, my older brother, quoted that at me once. He's like, you know what they say about writers who write more than they read? I said, what? And he goes, they suck. I think it's a bridge, I think he might have abridged that a little bit, but, basically. So yeah, I'm doing that. My goal is to read every Stephen King book ever written before the end of the summer. Not before the end of the summer, that would be a lot. Before I graduate high school. Which is in less than 2 years. Wow. Yeah, less than 2 years. But so, and also to read books written in different styles, like Real Time, because the book I'm working on right now doesn't have a title. It's about the zombie apocalypse because I love zombies and I love post-apocalyptic things. And the writing style is actually an important part of it for me. It's, there's several main characters, they're pretty much the only people left on Earth, as far as, that they're in contact with. And it's told from third person while the action's going on for parts, third person after the action's happened, scraps of their diaries, things they read on the internet, whatever, their own personal thoughts, sometimes in the first person, and it just switches, every break. They're not quite long enough to be chapters. There's a couple pages of one style, and then break, and then it changes. And I like doing that because it's very, very interesting to write that way. It always keeps you thinking of new ways, and it helps you, really, you have to show how the characters are different, because you can't always say exactly who is writing, whose perspective this is from. That's kind of awkward. And the goal here is to try to get the reader to be able to tell, just from the style, which character is talking. Yeah, I don't know. I love character development. It's pretty much, I don't think I care about plot as much as I should, I do, I care about the plot. The plot is interesting. More, it's the situation and how the characters react to the situation. I think fantasy, or fiction books in general, are so important, because they are pretty much our only link, and our only way of really getting inside somebody else's head and seeing what assumptions they have about the world, and how they see the world. And if you can create a realistic character, if you can make someone who's reading this go, wow, this is a real person, but it's different than me, you can open people's minds and make them realize that there's more than one way to see the world. I don't know, it's so important for us to grow in our understanding of other people, and I think that fiction books are one of the best ways to do that. That's why fiction is important to me. So yeah, that's pretty much my introduction to my new little series. I hope that you guys watch it. I love books. I hope you love books. Maybe we can do, an online book club. I'll be reading a book, and you guys will all be reading the same book, maybe? Come on, that'd be really cool. Most of these books you can find in the library. I think pretty much all of them you can find in the library. And we could read them together, and then at the end of the couple days or a week, I'll review them. Yeah, that'll be cool. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, thanks for putting up with me rambling about my love of books. See you next